Good morning. How are you? Immense apologies for starters for coming on late. Like we told you, we're still going through serious teething. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're still going through very serious teething, and one of our biggest challenges right now has been the internet itself. I apologize. This is completely beyond our control, but we're working on this on a daily basis. I have an echo, so I've just managed to cancel it now. We are looking at the subject of bootstrapping, how to scale your business. And Sylvia, I think you're not muted, so I can hear the echo. So you'd need to mute yourself. So at this point, we are looking at the subject of how to scale your business. And we run this every single day of the week, Monday to Friday. We apologize because we're still going through the teething challenges related to our new platform, but we're getting there. So I apologize for those of you that were on time on the page, waited for it to start, and we didn't start. And so I know on a number of platforms, including Sunshine Sylvia's cocktail alumni there under the her program, the Mindset Change program, there were queries to the effect that, hey, what's going on? We thought that you should be starting at 7:30, and now this is going to 7:40 and you haven't started yet. So we apologize immensely for that, and we ensure that we will get back on time. We are doing our best, we'll get there. So today we're looking at bootstrapping. Remember, just very quickly, Mondays I come on and tackle my subjects around unleashing your destiny. Tuesday we have on Sylvia, Sunshine Sylvia, under the Cocktail Chats platform, which is the Mindset Change program that she runs directly on that day. On Wednesdays, we have various marketplace programs that come, all four of us come on board. It's also a slot that's available for sponsors. On Thursday, we have Dr. Nelly, who comes through and runs her schedule in relation to prosperity for your soul. So she does that every Thursday. And then on Fridays, we have Dr. Jackie with her programs on health tips. So today we continue my series on bootstrapping, and we've been looking at the issue of scaling. So scaling is the one way a business moves from being what Americans would call a mums and pops business, or what I would call in the local colloquial Fueben enterprises, okay, in which all operations are dependent on you, the owner, being present. Now, whilst this is indeed how we must all start in order to gain the much needed experience for growth and establishment, we certainly must get to a point where we transcend this stage, okay? Bootstrapping is that process by which all resources for growth and establishment of a business are done using resources within one's disposal without formal borrowing. So no formal borrowing, you just use your own resources. Now, there are four distinct phases of bootstrapping, which we've been looking at, which is starting, validating, optimizing, and of course scaling. And right now we are on the scaling phase. Now, when it comes to scaling of any business, there are 5 factors you need to be aware of, and that's what we've been looking at. This is part 4, so meaning we're looking at the 5 phases. The first one is assess and strategize. That's the whole idea around putting your plan together. Then the second is to seek financing. How exactly are you going to be financed in this business? Then the third is to secure your sales. We just looked at that last week. How do you ensure you're getting your sales? Then the fourth is investing in technology, which is what we're looking at today. And the fifth is hiring the right staff or strategically outsourcing. That'll be the one we'll look at next week. And today we focus on the fourth factor, investing in technology. Let me take a side step to show you, like, look at, for example, what we're doing right now. One of our greatest challenges right now is the internet, but we've invested in this technology. We have moved our platform to the one that you're now witnessing because we realize that we need to go a step higher. And many times when you move to other technologies, you have your glitches, you have your setbacks, and many times for many businesses, I know this, there's a temptation to kind of go back to what you were using. But obviously, any cost benefit analysis, any assessment, and if you see that the new technology is actually making you better in many ways, you just have to endure that situation, and you have to just go through that process. So you can't say, let's go back, unless the new technology is really bad, and then you just have to come to a place where you accept that it's a sunk cost. And if it's a sunk cost, you don't want to get caught in the sunk cost fallacy I won't go into that. So anyway, invest in technology. Now more than ever, technology has become such an integral part of business that those who do not utilize it risk being very inefficient in service delivery, simply because tech allows one to utilize cutting-edge tools and optimize systems. Now, remember my definition of what the difference is between being effective and being efficient? Let me refresh your memory. Being effective is doing things right so that you get the desired result. Being efficient is doing the right things to achieve a result with minimal resources. What resources? Time, effort, money, processes, and people. So those are your 5 key resources. Now, technology allows for efficient at exponential levels, and as such, let me just say that again because it doesn't sound right. Technology allows for efficiency at exponential levels, and as such, business that ignores or is slow with the uptake of tech suffers because of being inefficient. That's the whole key. The next most let me just pause there because that's so important. I will say that again. Businesses that ignore or are slow with the uptake of tech suffer because of it being inefficient. For example, we have so much technology in terms of how to communicate with customers. You can do it manually or you can do it automated. We know for a fact that if you automate your process of connecting with customers, you're going to achieve far more results than if you did not automate. And that's why for many times and for many people, automation is certainly the most effective way to go on. Now, let's continue. Now, the net effect of sluggish processes makes that business less competitive and risks being overtaken by leaner, seamlessly blended operations which take your market share. So if you delay in the use of technology, if you are inefficient in the uptake of technology, you will find that other businesses that are using technology effectively will actually get your market share. Now, if you've remembered, I've told you many times that the most powerful king today is no longer cash. Even though cash is king, I agree. Cash is a really formidable king. But the one that is definitely taking the cake today is convenience. Convenience is king. And you find that convenience is the reason why mobile money has become the most powerful form of payments. Now, just 5 years ago, mobile money was a struggle. Nobody really knew about mobile money. So it was still carry cash or make bank transfers and all sorts of things. And I remember a number of the banks and financial institutions tried their best to resist mobile money, but that was a futile attempt. Because once mobile money caught on, it's gone. It's everywhere. And you see how convenient it is. And it is so convenient that when you now factor in the NFS system, which is the national finance system, which they have now brought where all the banks can see each other and all the mobile money companies can see each other, that has made payments such a breeze. Now you can receive money from out of the country. Like in the US, you don't have to go any longer and use the standard systems where you had to go to an office somewhere and line up on a queue and get the cash, not mentioning names. They might want to use our platform tomorrow. But then these days, you have other more efficient systems where a person in the US, straight from their credit card, can deposit money into your mobile money here in Zambia. And it's instant. And imagine with where mobile money reaches nowadays. I mean, mobile money is in the smallest districts in Zambia. You will find a mobile money agent. Now, what does that mean convenience-wise? It means now more than ever, you can have money go to Kaputa, it can go to Shangombo, and it's coming all the way from Australia or the US. I mean, that's amazing. You see, in the past, they had to all go to a post office somewhere to look for that particular money exchange platform and then get money from there. That was extremely inconveniencing, but today, that's history. So that's how powerful tech is. Now, let's quickly look at some types of tech. Now, my presentation is obviously too brief to go into detail, but let's just say that businesses will be divided into 3 main types. Sorry, let me just do that again. So it is divided into 3 main types, namely those that have products, those that have services, and those that are a hybrid of both. Okay, each of these will have to examine their unique setup and see which parts can be automated and streamlined, and what types of technologies to employ, and the cost benefit analysis. In other words, whether the expected results are worth the effort. So you're gonna do a bit of homework, see if the cost benefit analysis makes sense. If the cost is way beyond the benefit, then obviously it's pointless to go that route. You're better off just sticking with whatever you're doing right now. But if, on the other hand, your business is set up in such a way that now you have the opportunity to bring in this new technology and it will make things much better than before, you certainly want to go that direction. Now, for those with products, one has to look at machinery and equipment. What is available? How efficient is it? Okay, how much units with this equipment help your business produce? I mean, in other words, how many items are you churning out on a regular basis? Okay, that's very, very important for a lot of people. That's a key factor. And then further, another very good question. How much does it cost in terms of time? In other words, how long will it take you to install this so-called equipment? And how much effort in terms of any specialized training that is needed? And then how much money will it cost to put this thing together? Okay, so in terms of your business, do you have the finances to purchase this thing? And break even, how long does it take to pay for itself? So let me just run that through again, just so you kind of get me clear. So number one, how much time? Number two, how much effort? Number three, how much money? Number four, how long? I think that's very important. Okay, how long? How long will it take you before you break even and actually make money out of this? Okay, for those with a service, so people with services are people like myself, people like Sunshine Sylvia, although Sunshine Sylvia is a hybrid because she's got products as well. Specifically, she sells clothes under the SBM brand. She's got the printing of posters and things like that. Although printing of posters is a hybrid because it's more of a service than it is of a product. It's not like they have products in there you go and pay for. No, you pay for the service and they get you to print. So but she's a hybrid because she's got clothes. And then Dr. Nelly has service like me. Dr. Jackie has service like me. So we are in the service space. So now with the service scenario, one has to consider what tech is available to speed up service delivery. With the advent of the internet, can the process of purchase to delivery be fully online and seamless? Very important question. And this means from the moment the prospects comes across your product or service online to them paying and receiving the service, this can be fully automated. Can the actual service be accessed speedily and efficiently? That's a very, very important component as well, because for a lot of people, this is another aspect that's a bit of a pain in the butt, sorry to say. But you find that, yes, you can receive the product, but how then, or rather you can pay for the order or the service, but how do you then receive the product or service? So one of the things I've done, I have an ebook and I've placed it on an automated platform. And so people pay literally from the time they click on the link, everything is automated and they can actually pay and the system will recognize the payment and then send them the product. All seamless. I don't move, they don't move, they receive the product. That's a very, very efficient way of operation. And I can tell you this with confidence that what that does is it really speeds up your process of sales. I've also been able to add in the funnel the option for them to opt for the coaching program within that purchase funnel. Again, a very effective method in which you can automate your process. So yes, you don't need the salespeople per se, but it automates and simplifies the process. And we've been able to do that to an extent now that we now have engaged the sales team to just direct people to the funnel and then get them to walk through it. So you find that everything, including explanations, are automated. This, my friends, is the most efficient way to grow your business. And you will find that you will be able to do far more this way than if you were trying to do it the old-fashioned way, which was to literally phone people and go to see them and go and get the money and then carry the physical product. I mean, you can't do that. And when I say convenience is king, it really has become powerful. I mean, for example, the other day, I went to do a podcast at my colleagues over there, Amazing Minds, very, very nice podcast. And when I was leaving, I left my wallet. Now, it's fairly a distance from where I stay. And I only recognized that or realized that I'd left the wallet when I got home. And I said, oh my God. But then I remembered, hey, wait a minute. convenience is king nowadays. I can actually have a courier deliver my wallet. And imagine, that's cheaper than me jumping on the car and going back to pick up my wallet. So all I did is just phone them and say, hey guys, I left my wallet. I'm sending an Orlando. And not an Orlando, a Yango. And so the Yango was gotten, and voila, there we are. I got my wallet within 15 minutes of realizing that I had left it. So that's so convenient, and that's the power of service delivery. If you're listening to me, what problems can you solve through convenience? And that's why tech is such an important component today. Now imagine in the old days, I'd have to physically call the company, hey, you have a rider, I need to get the rider to go and pick up my wallet, ABCDFG. Oh, no, they've knocked off, it's after 18 hours. Nah, today that's no longer the case. I can go on an app and I can immediately select, place the location of where the wallet is, place the location of the delivery, and then place an order, and within a few minutes, there's a cyclist who's picking up my product and bringing it to me. I mean, guys, that is so powerful. I can't even begin to explain how convenient that is. And that's what people pay for. People are willing to pay an extra buck for convenience. Just an extra buck they're willing to pay. That's the reason SBM has a website. That's the reason SBM has a team that is available to ensure that the customer has the least inconvenience when it comes to how they get the products and the services, especially the clothes. And that's why many people invest in websites. And that's one of the things we offer as a service as Destiny Peak Pro. We offer websites, sales funnels. We do SEO, which is search engine optimization. We do automation, smart forms. We do a lot of very, very powerful work as a team, because that then helps individuals to be able to find the most effective way in which they can conveniently provide their products to the client. So it's a really, really big deal. Now, beside the core product or service and its acquisition, there is a third and absolutely critical component of business which must be fully automated. Okay, it must be fully automated to a large extent, and that is administration. So this third component that must be fully automated to a large extent is the administration of the process. Now, these days, this is very possible using what is known as an ERP. Now, that's for those that are pretty big, because when you're a small little enterprise or a firm in an arrangement, ERPs cost an arm and a leg. In fact, arm and a leg is not the right terminology. They cost a small fortune. So really, most people can't afford. But they're not. It's not that there's always ERPs. Now, what's an ERP? That's jargon. It's basically enterprise resource planning or planner. So an enterprise resource planner is software designed to enable major units of the business to see each other. So what does this mean? In layperson's terms, every business that grows will have key business units. And these include, but are not limited to, accounts, human resource and admin, operations and logistics, as well as customer care. So 4 key components, right? Now, each one of these units has quite a bit going on within them, and administratively, there is quite some work involved in managing these efficiently. Technology has made available software and tools that make this process a breeze, unlike in the past. When one also considers the cost of these tools and how effective they are, one good accounting software can do the work of dozens of human beings as far more efficiently and instantly, with virtually no errors except for what is entered wrongly at source. Though even that now is becoming automated with point of sale technology, because they use the barcode scanners or the Q codes, right? It just makes far more business sense to invest in this type of technology. So one of my friends, I can't mention his name, runs a fairly successful, very rapidly growing business in the medical and health service delivery space. And he recently, with his board, they invested a couple of millions into an ERP. Their ERP is absolutely a monster. It has really simplified their process when it comes to processing orders and business for their clients. Remember, when you go into a traditional hospital, you get the little card, you get the little book, and the whole thing, and then you forgot your card number, and but that's gone because they have a system online which is an ERP, and it's able to automate the entire process. So even when you go to the treatment room, or you go to the diagnosis room, or you go to get your vitals, or you go for your drugs in the dispensary, or you go to see the doctor, every one of these components is input into this machine, and now they're just in the process of interfacing that with the website. So once they interface with the website, what does that mean? That means now they'll be at a place, and that's what they've been working on. I mean, it's absolutely impressive to watch. They've been working now on getting that to interface online so that people can pay for the service online, and when they do so, they will be able to access the platform, and then even get diagnosis and consultation online using that platform. And at the same time, they can still input their NRCs, and it's linked to NAPSA and all that stuff. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what they're doing. My friends, that's what technology can do. Obviously, it costs a small fortune, I must admit. It costs a small fortune to do this, but if you are effective, if you work strategically, you can invest in bits and bobs until you get there. I think one of the first types of businesses or platforms you can invest in, obviously, is accounting. That's the most basic when I think about an ERP. So accounting software to manage all your accounting, especially the more you have moving parts and pieces, accounting will save you a lot of money because you will have a key understanding of what is being sold and bought at any given time. Remember, in many businesses, unscrupulous workers have a habit of bringing their own stock and selling it on your business, and for you fail to keep track. So the only way to avoid that kind of situation is if you have software where they have to input every sale all the time. Now that becomes difficult because when people are selling on top of what you have, that record is like in, out, and nobody sees it. It's not going to appear in the books, but they'll sell in your shop and they'll use their stock. So they're literally using your rentals to make money out of, you're the one paying the rent. Yeah, like they're riding on your business, but using their own stock. That's the clever way in which they steal. But with a program like an accounting software that keeps track of all the sales and things of that nature, that's going to be a tough call. And again, you've also got the component of customer management. So the actual customers themselves, names, details, phone numbers, emails, blah, 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 blah. And if you do that well, you will be amazed how powerful that can work for you. Now, the ERP mentioned above or earlier sits as integrated software with all the mentioned units operating as master software. So this means at any given time, a real-time report of the business can be generated on the spot, real-time picture. And I think that's extremely helpful because sometimes when a business is a bit on the larger side, it's difficult to see when things are not working because all you see is activity and you think that things are okay? And furthermore, it is such a resource that makes scaling possible as it allows a duplication of the entire business system anywhere in the world, marketing conditions permitting. So again, that's a very, very critical component to emphasize. So I know we started late, quite late actually, but I really have to do a wind up now in the next 3 or so minutes. So then what does this mean for those of you listening to this platform today? New technology certainly comes with a lot of inconveniences because, like we keep saying, it is the time when you're trying to kind of get your systems in place, kind of get your understanding going. That can be extremely frustrating. But that aside, I assure you that it's still one of the most effective ways in which one can be able to run these businesses well. And my experience has shown me that once you transition into these automated systems, you will be absolutely amazed by how much it is able to help you in terms of making your processes more efficient. Remember, same use of resources, but greater results. Let me close with a definition of scaling that really blesses my heart. That's scaling. Here's the true meaning of scaling. A scaled business is one where with the same resources, you double or treble your income. In other words, you can duplicate yourself in different parts of your locality and still utilize the same resources to produce double, triple, quadruple the income. Now that's a real challenge. A lot of people have tried to do the let's open an outlet here, let's open an outlet there, and immediately what they discovered is two things. Number one, this successful outlet is funding those two fledgling outlets. And then two, their costs have doubled and trebled, because remember, now they have another outlet and it requires human resource, it's got rentals and all sorts of overheads on both places. And those overheads now become top heavy and lean on this existing business. So when you do a critical analysis, what you actually discover is that this business is actually now subsidizing the other two, and the margin of profit has dropped. That's such a serious issue. And it's such a critical thing to note. And that's why automation of systems and processes is key. Because when those systems are in place, even when you open the other two, they will ride off this one's systems and processes, and those can be duplicated or replicated in the other places. Easier said than done, but that's the true meaning of scaling. So a lot of people, they don't scale. What they do is spread thin. So they spread thin and they call it scaling. No, it's not scaling. It's spreading thin. And for many people, some of these businesses, you can actually see that they've gone down because of what I'm saying. They actually now brought in these other shops, and now they are no longer efficient. In fact, you start noticing if it's a restaurant, quality of food goes down. If it's a shop, there's just not the same level of quality of care, especially customer care, that you receive from the main outlet. So we all need to be very careful when we see that growth, to be guarded about expansion until we have a system that allows us to effectively replicate what we're doing here in the other two. So having said that, we come to the end of our presentation today. Next Monday, I'm looking at the last factor, which is the hiring of right staff or strategic outsourcing. On this note, I want to thank you all. Remember, tomorrow we will have our usual, and it'll be Sunshine coming through and running with her segment. On this note, thank you. Have a great day. God bless you guys.